Iterating over a dictionary is very important, just as we iterate over a list, also very important. So we're going to learn about that. There are three methods that I want you to be aware of, and all of them involve using a for loop, which we teased when we iterated through our lists, and we'll continue to tease a bit more as we iterate through our dictionaries. And later on in the course, we'll deep dive into for loops and while loops and how they work. But for now, I want to show you how to iterate over dictionaries using for loops. And what that means is how we can hop over each element in a dictionary and access them. So these three methods are for key in person, or where person is the name of our variable, or for key in person.keys. So persons are our dictionary variable. And either one of these will work. I'd suggest you just use for key in and then your dictionary. It's just a little more simplistic, but that will iterate over the keys in the dictionary. If we do for value in person.values, that will iterate over the values. And a reminder, this is the same as lists. Key and value, they're just arbitrary words I've chosen. Those could be anything that you choose to. It's just within the loop. As we get to the loop down here, within the loop, we will reference whatever we have called them. So we'll reference key and value. So you can choose whatever names that you'd like. And then lastly, iterating over key value pairs. We can say for key, comma, that's important, otherwise we'll get a syntax error. Value, and again, these can be any names that we want, in our dictionary variable name, dot items. That will iterate over our key and value pairs, as we see in this example. For key value in person.items, print the key and the value. And that has printed the string key with our key, our keys, the names of our keys, and we've printed the string value as well with the names of our values. Let's look at an example together, and we'll come back here to our zoo dictionary that we have seen previously. So if we look, let's try each of these. Let's try iterating with each of our methods. Let's iterate through the keys. So we can say for, I'm going to call it something random, just to demonstrate a point. For stuff, well, we won't make it that hard to interpret. For my keys, there we go. I'm calling it something that's a little bit descriptive, but also just not keys. So you understand that this can be this for loop variable here, this local variable can be whatever we'd like it to. For my keys in zoo, we could also do zoo.keys, but I recommend you just name your or reference the name of your dictionary. We can access those. So let's just print my keys. And this would be my key. This is not going to be plural because we're iterating, and for each iteration, we're going to just print one for each iteration. So let's save that file and run it here. And we see we've printed out the name of each of our keys: lions, elephants, zookeeper. Let's change this up and say for, we'll go back to some more kind of conventional naming. For value in zoo.values, let's print value and save, and then run our script. We see we've printed our values 5-2 in Sydney. And now for our last demonstration, for key value in zoo.items. Let's do something a little fun here. We could just do print key and value. Let's try that and give it a go. We have printed our keys over here and our values over here. But what we'll generally do if we're using a loop like this is we'll want to do something with our data often. Sometimes we'll just want to see it. But let's print key, and we know our keys are always strings, so let's print key dot. Let's use one of our string methods. If remembering from several sections ago, let's do key dot capitalize. Let's see what we can do there. So we're modifying it a little bit. There we go. So we've capitalized lions, elephants, and zookeeper. Or we could do something like upper. Run it again. And we've made them all uppercase. So that's a demonstration for you of iterating over dictionaries. And we will end there with this lecture.